All right, guys. Part two. So we're continuing the series. The problems I had as a music producer running a musical recording studio in Los Angeles, Burbank, California. This problem specifically are the mixing nightmares. I talk about the stories in part one. We talk about poor vocal mixing. So we solved that. So we need to click this. Boom. We're going down the list. So stay tuned. Hopefully we can finish this today before I get tired. So the second nightmare that I used to have during my mixes when I was running recording studio back then as a music producer, muddy, messy, mid-range. Okay. Muddy, messy, mid-range, they come in different shapes and sizes, but it's better to do this in a chorus section. Uh, I'm not sure if I've already mixed this song. I don't think so, but we can see. So this is the chorus section. Oh, sorry for that. That was loud. So let's turn the vocal off first of all. So that don't sound like this muddiness going on because maybe I already mixed it, but we can take everything back to crazy, then come back. So usually, when I do production with the team, the songwriter team back then, we had like 3 people on the team or 4 people sometimes 5, 2 producers, 1 or 2 songwriters, and then artists. We just get in the studio and record. When everything is said and done, I have to do the mix, and these are the troubles I used to go through. So the mid-range, production, music element, all the element have information in the mid-range, and trying to figure out how to make things clear was a really big deal. I didn't know what I was doing. I had no, formal training, no help. So let me see what I did here. Okay, you see some carving going on there. So I've already tried to work some magic. So I just turn the EQing off. Then turn this off as well. And this is just breath. So this is the music part of it. So that is playing in the snare drum also has information in the mid range and the hi hat. Then on top of that we have the vocal section on there. See what I'm saying? It's starting to become a muddy mess right there. So it, you have to think of yourself when you're mixing. You like a referee, so to speak. You have to tell these people, okay, you keep quiet, okay, calm down here, so let's focus on this one. So you kind of have to solve the conflict. So and the conflict we're doing within the mid range is very complicated sometimes, and you have to find out how to balance everything to make sure they're not fighting, and also the the vision of the song is not lost while you're trying to solve the conflict. So the formula that I use, or the philosophy and the mindset is, I ask myself, okay, what are the core elements, the core drivers of the song? Those are the ones that I focus on and I put them right in the front. So the core elements, the core driver, the driving forces of most songs, and for every song it changes, but most of the time, for a genre like this is like a pop genre, is the vocals, the kick, the bass, then the musical element. They have to be one that's actually really driving every section of the song, or there could be a melodic driver or rhythmic harmonic driver in the mid range. And so, for example, let's solo the music section. That's fine. What is really driving the music in the chorus section? So it seems like it's the guitar. So yeah, that. What else was it? So like a double of those. So there's a melody, and there's a response coming from this guy right here. Yeah. So that's like the column response that's going on, and there's a pad that's just doing that. Okay, so now it's okay. This are the driving force, the guitar and the call guitar and the response guitar. So see, that's why the call, the pan to the left and the response is pan to the right. So we use panning and EQ. So the EQ, the frequency to put each element in their specific frequency that they sound the best, and panning to just move them out of the way of each other. So the call, which is this two, the pan to the left and the response is pan to the right. And they have restriction of frequency at 1K to 3-4K area. And the same for this. So so then the pad is more of a full frequency than I'm guessing, but let's check that out. Yeah, the pad has more full frequency going on, so it's a roll off around. That's a roll off around 4K area. So we have a choice there. We can leave it as is and just tuck it down with volume, Then the breath. Yeah, they're not very loud, so they're not really gonna create any conflict. So, and also when we solving conflict, you have to have in mind that we don't have to really carve everything. That's another mistake that I used to make. When I watch YouTube video and they say, carve a space for everything, carve a space. But later in my study, I realized you're saying you're carving a space for everything, but the only time you need to carve a space is when something is conflicting with something else that we want to hear. Because if it's toned down, it's not bugging anything. Like for example, I can have, and this may took a while to realize because they never tell you all this on YouTube video. You just say carve a space for everything, and you thinking all this element. I'm cracking my brain. How do I carve space for each thousands of 100 track? That doesn't make any sense. But they don't tell you that on YouTube, do they? They just say carve a space for everything so you can hear everything clearly. When you listen to music, you never hear everything clearly because they can have 600 tracks. Your brain does not hear 600 tracks at the same time. You're only hearing the main element, which are the lead vocals, the bass line melody, lead vocal melody, maybe a guitar or a keyboard or a synth melody, then the drum section. Then occasionally you hear the reverb or maybe a delay throw here and here. Everything else is hidden, creating a wall of sound in the back. Your brain doesn't register that, and our brain cannot even pay attention to more than 4 elements, 3 or 4 elements at the same time. So the point of trying to make every element stand out in the mix is pointless because the brain will cancel them out after it gets to 4, 5. I think 4 is the max from science. You can read this up online. I think 4 or 5 is the max. The brain get confused. It turn the other ones off and it only pay attention to 4 elements. Like when you sing your favorite song, are you singing everything that the other keyboard is playing, or do you only sing the melody that is prominent in the song? So So now I just stop this. The melody that you remember is boom, boom, boom. That's the bass line. Then the melody of the vocal. Then maybe you remember the see, those two become one melody because they're calling and responding to each other. In our brain, we put those two melodies together. And so they're just like 3, 4 layers. The melody of the vocal, the bass melody, and the melodic or rhythmic, melodic or the harmonic element. That's it. So we have 3 layers of melody. And the drums section could be the 4th melody, which is the groove. That's it. So then our job is to figure out sonically how to make sure this melody, they're well represented in the mix and everyone in their own stage, the main element. So that's the thing that I focus on most of the time when I teach my students, that focus on the driving forces of each song. Those are the ones that matter to the listener. So I hope that helped. But let me see other things that I can go into for the mid range. crazy. So this is the snare drum. Let me see what I did. Okay, the snare, I carved some stuff out. So the tone comes out better once I carve this out compared to without the carve. Yeah, so we can hear the bottom better. And this area right here, this is what the music is gonna sit on. And also the balancing in terms of volume, we have to balance the mid range to make sure it's not overpowering the main melodic element, which is the lead vocal. So I'm gonna put this treatment that I put on the lead verse on the lead group, so we can have this sounding good. Then I'm gonna turn off the background for now. The background is part of the mid range as well, and this is another trick. So the conflict between the music and the background, and I remember when I learned this, so we have to solve the conflict. So, but the way I solve the conflict for the background and the music is two things: EQ and space. So what I mean by that is, so first of all, the space, the panning, because background they're always so the backgrounds are always just like the lead vocals, so they have full frequency. So we're gonna have to cover some stuff in there to make sure the lead vocal is the opposite of the background vocal to create that contrast. So for example, the way our lead vocal sound here. Till our worries die, give 'em up to the big blue sky. We're gonna run, till our worries die, give 'em up to the big blue sky. Okay, so our lead vocal has their own shape, so we want to make sure we don't have the same shape for the background. So we'll just maybe turn down a bit of let's see. Till our worries die, give 'em up to the big blue sky. We're gonna run. Now we can turn down the eyes. Till our worries die, give 'em up to the big blue sky. We're gonna ride, till our worries die, give 'em up to the big blue sky. The lead vocal, I mean the background has not really been touched on like that. So usually I will have one or two compression to the background to kind of make them steady so they're not moving and jumping at all. Let me see. Oh, there's another EQ here. Okay, let's turn this up.
Till our worries die, give 'em up to the big blue sky. We're gonna ride, ooh, till our worries die, give 'em up to the big blue sky.
All right, so another trick that I use to create the contrast between lead vocal and background vocal is we want to remove as much attack from the background because the attack brings music element to the forefront. We want our background to sit in the back, so we want to kill as much attack in the background. So for example. That's why you saw me turn down this attack on the multiband compressor. Turn it down to 1 or 2. Yeah, and because I wish there was other vocals instead of just one. What happened? Oh, they're in different group, so maybe this should be. Yeah, all this should be inside the background. I don't know what's going on there.
Give 'em up to the big blue sky. We're gonna ride.
Yeah, so all that should be in the background. So we want to have some chorusing, you know, make him lush and there you go.
Till our worries die. Give 'em up to the big blue sky.
Yeah, that's good. Then trying to pitch it up and down. Do I have any pitch plugin on this? Or maybe I have to use my waves plugin. Is that pitch up and down? Oh, what is going on? Calm down. So let's do -12. That is ridiculous. Let's go to Wave. Wave has a new plugin called Harmony. We can use that to do something here. Let me see. I've not really messed with this, so choir. Let's try one of those.
Give 'em up to the big blue sky.
Okay, that is not. Okay, maybe we have to put the key in there. Okay, let me find the key of this song real quick. This mid-range thing is getting too long. I'm trying to finish each stage in 30 minutes. So let's find the key on the bass. Okay, C major. Oh, we already found the key for us, so that's good. So then why am I hearing the horror movie?
Till our worries die. Give 'em up to the big blue sky. We're gonna ride. Till our worries die. Give 'em up to the big blue sky. Till our worries die. Give 'em up to the big blue sky. We're gonna
It's not bad, but we can find a way to blend it in. Maybe uh, create a parallel chain for this and put that underneath the original. Okay, not bad. Then we can add some delays in. Let's go to the delay that we put on the lead and put that, bring that back here.
Till our worries die. Give 'em up to the big blue sky. We're gonna ride. Till our worries die.
Now let's hear that with the lead.
Till our worries die. Give 'em up to the big blue sky. We're gonna ride.
That sounds good to me right there. You know, we could do more, but that's good for now. So now back to the conflict between the lead and the music. Okay. Okay, why is this not coming down? Aux music. Oh, okay, it's going through aux. Okay, where's that at? So the return track, I need to turn that off because I'm not really using a return track. So those are coming through. Okay, so they're all down now. So now we have the background is down, the music is down. So we want to look at them as we want to solve the problem with the width. So our music there also pan left and right, and the background vocals we have to make sure they're pan left and right as well. If they're not, if the background vocal are not, then we can do this trick that I do. You see, the background is coming from the front. So what I would do is add a micro delay to shift, not shift, but spread them wide. So check this out. Micro delay to to spread them out of the center. This is without, this with.
Till our world breathes sky. Give 'em up to the big blue sky.
Okay, this melody, they're acting up a little bit, but let me turn them down more. So I can do that to spread them out a little bit. Let me put maybe 5 here.
Till our world breathes sky.
So the background it kind of shifts like this way on I don't know, maybe my left or your left. It changed. So then we have to do the opposite to the music. So that is if there's no inherent panning in the background. So let me turn the width off. Let's hear. Okay, the chorus is still pretty much in the center. So I need this to move them a little bit out of the center. So now the way I look at it, I have to decide, do I want my music to be the widest or I want my background vocals to be the widest. So if you want the music to be the widest, then we'll put this on the music. Let me say I just turn down the background vocals, then turn up the music so you can hear it. Okay, so that's my music being the widest. Then what do? I do the opposite to the background. I make them stereo, not mono, but bring the width closer to the center. And this is how I do that. So bring this back here, so I can switch the polarity. So do 21 or just, you don't have to be the same number. So I could do 20, then bring this down. So it's opposite of what I did for the music, but I'm gonna bring the width closer to the center. Let me show you. So it's still wide. You see, it's not mono and it's not really wide. I kind of brought it in the middle like this. So the music is way out here and the background is way out here. I can bring it out a little more if I need to, but this is what I use to control it. Then you have to do the volume to make sure which one you want it to come forward in terms of volume. So which one is going to be the loudest? And most of the time, I learned this from Dave Pensado. Whatever you put out of the speaker, those are going to be the loudest because, the extreme left and right and the center, that's the loudest point of your mix. So you see, that's how we solve the conflict. See, now you can hear the background, you can hear the music, but they're in different spot in the stereo field. And we could actually go further and try to carve out space frequency wise, but I don't think we really need that. So then let's put it in the mix. All right, that's it for the mid-range muddy mess madness. Let's go to the next one, part 3.